Hey everyone, I'm happy you're here tonight. Right now, I'm is a soft behind the scenes look inside something I called the DreamNudge Experience. What it is, how it works, and who it's really for. No, this is not like a productivity seminar. It's not a lecture. It's just a guided walkthrough, and I wanted to show you guys what I've been working on, and I would love for you to come join because it's really exciting. I do it myself every day. I made it for myself because I couldn't find anything like it. So I know that I hope you will try it and love it. If you've ever had a dream in the back of your mind that you genuinely want to move forward, this is for you. So, something I've noticed for years, both in myself and in others, is that most people don't struggle with having a goal, having an idea, having a dream, but it's the struggle of staying connected to the dream, to the goal long enough to build it. Life can be hectic and we can all be in survival mode and all of that. But we don't let our dreams, our goals go because we're lazy, not because we lack discipline or not because we don't care. So usually it's because there's not a structure that supports once the motivation fades. And I've always been looking for tools for myself. At a time I was working two jobs at the same time, and I watched my creative dream go on a shelf, which completely crushed me. And I think there's some people who just need to create. I believe all of us are creators, of course. And I truly believe that working on your creativity is not a privilege, it's a birthright. And we all deserve to find the time on working on our dreams. So I've looked for so many tools, so many planners and but like planners were just too for me, like to just like a to-do list for me, which I could do that on a scrap paper. Journals are fine, it's just like all emotion, no action. And then, I've had all of the apps, and I did build a DreamNudge app, which I built it how I like it and I think is effective. So I recommend to check it out. But yeah, the apps, it was just like inputting information, I felt, and then it's like, okay, you do all the courses and it's just like kind of being talked to at and not really taking action and moving the needle forward. So I believe progress is made by, with action, but also honoring how we feel at the same time. There's just so many missing pieces that systems I was looking for have, and so I built DreamNudge. So I'm gonna show you. Let me show you my book. Yay! All right. So, oops. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's DreamNudge, the book. So yeah, I've been building this for almost 3 years, but I've been tweaking and tweaking and tweaking and improving and improving. And so I've studied so many systems. I've studied goal setting. And at a certain point, I was like, there has to be more to goal setting than SMART goals. You know what I mean? Like, SMART goals is great. SMART goals is great. But I'm like, there has to be something. I found that goal setting was kind of the same information rehashed, regurgitated. So, yeah, throughout my job, so a little bit about my background. I when I was 19, I did stand-up comedy, New York City and LA. And in my mid-20s, I kind of got exhausted from working survival jobs and doing my art form my art form, I couldn't even do it because I was working all the time. And And I felt sad. So I was like, all right, well, let me get my bachelor's degree. Let me put myself through college, get really good at what I'm bad at, business. And then I'll get a comfortable job, have more resources to comfortably pursue comedy. And so, long story short, I did all that. I did exactly as I did. And I wanted to be on the business side of things to study and see how things work. And cut to, I achieved my dream. I ended up working for one of my favorite comedians, his comedy podcast network. So grateful for that. And I will say I was building DreamNudge with that, which helped me get that job. It was really all I wanted. That's what I went to college for, is to work directly in the industry. So yeah, so it's kind of cool, just so you understand my background. And yeah, so I built DreamNudge with a collection of systems that I've studied and I found work for me. And I was kind of frustrated with the deficit of actionable information in the goal setting world, aside from, I love SMART goals, shout out to SMART goals, but you could do it and then it sits there. So I was always curious, well, why does it just sit there? What will move the needle forward? What is this missing? And I think as a sensitive creative, a lot of times I was frustrated in my own, I was in my own way pretty much. So I built stuff in DreamNudge to help with that. And also it has a little sprinkle of project management, because I was like, well, projects get done all the time in business and there's a project manager. So, and I worked in operations for a little bit, and, in business, there's project management elements in everything, really. So, yeah, so it's goal setting meets recreational goal setting meets passion project management. And recreational, you're probably like, what's that? Well, it means finding fun in it, not being so rigid, being flexible with it, because isn't thinking about our hopes and dreams, shouldn't it be fun? I mean, I just love it. There's no place that's more exciting for me is talking about our hopes and dreams with my friends, being at the diner, talking about our jokes, talking about, our next steps. And I find that really invigorating, really fun. So I designed DreamNudge for that. But okay, so let's cut to the DreamNudge Experience. So what that is you're going to get this book mailed to you. Look at that. It's a month of content. So it has an onboarding. Let me show you. Okay. Also, I want to talk about the importance of this book is, with everything being on our screens, that touch of analog, one of the biggest differences that makes DreamNudge different is the physical component of this book. We live in a world, everything, is on screens. And digital tools are super useful, and they're also very easy to ignore. So, you could close a tab, mute a reminder, swipe away a notification. But when something exists physically in your space, it keeps you connected. The workbook becomes a visual anchor for your dream. It's there, you see it, you return to it. And that simple shift dramatically increases follow through. So, for example, in the morning, I used to scroll TMZ, and now I work, I have my practice, I do my daily pages in here. And this book is for 4 weeks, for a month. I did 31 pages just because some months are 28 days, 20, or the 30, 31. But yeah, I used to scroll TMZ and then, 2 hours blow by and it's like, oh, I'm running late for work. But this is just so relaxing. I wake up, I do my journaling, my daily pages, my daily DreamNudge pages, and then I read for a little bit and get started. And what's great is I used to spin in circles, not knowing where to start my day. But it has such a helpful system, is it totally prevents you from spinning in circles. So it starts off, or your daily pages, the dream spill. So you vomit your to-do list out here, okay? And then phase 2 is dream plan. So dream plan, you organize your categories. You organize your phase 1. You organize your to-do list from phase 1 into phase 2. That way, if you have a list of 50 things, it condenses down to, 3 to 4 things max. For example, let's say if you have on your to-do list, go to the dentist, grocery store, gym, screenwrite, work on my play. You could group dentist, grocery shopping, and gym into self-care, because isn't it such a good act of self-love to scrape the tartar off your teeth and protect your teeth from decay? Isn't it an act of self-love to stock your fridge with nourishing groceries? Isn't it an act of self-care to go to the gym? So that, and then the screenplay task would be under your dream anchor. So the focus of DreamNudge, of course, is to work on that creative goal specifically, in which we call the dream anchor. So you'll hear that referred to often. And so the DreamNudge monthly workbook, the DreamNudge workbook goes through. Let me go ahead and show you guys slides. Okay. So we go through, we break down on the dream line your dream anchor, whatever it is that you want to focus on. It might be body vitality, career and purpose, love and relationships. Your dream anchor doesn't necessarily have to be something creative. Sometimes, it's really important to focus on your family goals, on your friendship goals. So that's so important. So you pick your dream anchor for that month. Every month you will do this because repetition is very important. And also you might find you might have a different focus for the month. So you'll break it down from the 10-year, 5-year, 3-year, 1 year, 9 month, 6 month, 3 month, 1 month. And then you go down to the weekly pages and you break the 1 month down to 3 month, 2 week, 1 month, 3 week, 2 week, and goal for this week, and so on. And here's a quick glance at some of the daily pages. So Clarity Catcher is a brain drain exercise, stream of consciousness. You set the timer for 7 minutes or until 2 pages are full. After you're done with that, you circle any unhelpful thoughts and then you reframe them in the DreamNudge troubleshoot sheet. So you could ask yourself, am I seeing this through fear and lack or through self-trust and love? And a lot of times you'll have that moment naturally of like, oh, yeah. And so that really sets the brain up to have more energy, because when I feel as humans, we have unresolved stuff, situations that we're stressed out about, it's still playing in the back, kind of like a phone that's buffering. It drains the energy of the phone. So what's beautiful about the Clarity Catcher is you do it first thing in the morning, and anything that you're lightly stressed about. And of course, I do want to remind you guys, DreamNudge is not therapy or life coaching. Please seek a professional for situations like that. But the beauty of this is all in, creative growth. So as artists, it's so important to listen to our bodies. What are we feeling? And this is a great practice of of creative growth. So we have the Clarity Catcher, and then Thoughts and Feelings Factory. That's, you do when you feel you need it. And for that, you'll refer to, this is where, and also another reframing exercise. And again, this is an as needed. You don't have to do it every day. But if something stressful comes up, like let's say if you felt, you were feeling stressed because, you were feeling discouraged. So the number 2 with the thoughts and feelings factory is you flip it on the opposite. So encourage. So it's like, okay, my body is craving ways to feel encouraged. And so you might ask yourself, like, how would it feel to be encouraged? Oh, it feel light, safe, bright, healthy. And then you ask yourself, what are ways that I already have that in my life? What are ways that I'm already encouraged in my life? It's like, oh, okay, my mom said, text me good luck anytime I have an appointment. Good luck at the doctor office. Good luck at the interview. You know, encouraging boyfriend. And it's like, oh, wow. And it, you know, again, we could look at it this way or that way. There are two truths and everything, but it just helps remind you to look at the more helpful thought. So then we go to the planning portion. So we have the dream spill again, pretty much just dumping out our to-do list. Let's get it out of our heads. Phase 2, dream plan, categorize it. And phase 3, my favorite, is time block. Write it in, and so you're good to go. And if you're ever crunched for time, it's totally cool. Skip phase 1 and 2, go right to phase 3, because then you're still doing your to-do list. You're just inputting it in the calendar. And then I have 4 quick visualizations to do. These are not 20 minutes each. It's in fact 20 to 60 seconds each. So you do it as soon as you get that zing, that epiphany, you're good to move on to the next one. And of course, write down any epiphanies. Gratitude for attitude, 7 things you're grateful for. And then towards the end of the night, we have the wish burst free write. Another fun, it's kind of like a game, pretty much. So you close your eyes and make a wish about your goal, either your 1-year plan or your 10-year goal. And, you know, you, without stopping, you write, I love that. I love that. My creativity pays the bills. I love that. And you just keep going, and that's really fun. And then towards the end of the day, you'll have a daily reflection. So also, when you complete 7 days, it'll lead you to a weekly reflection. Also, in the DreamNudge Experience, every week, after the end of every week, you will have a fun pep talk and a video for the weekly reflection, as well as at the end of the month. So that's a DreamNudge Experience. I want to take a quick peek with you guys into, I'll be really fast here. Window. Hold on. Okay. Chrome tab. Okay. So let me see if it moved. Hold on. Okay, so here is the course when you guys sign up. While you wait for the DreamNudge book, you're going to do module 0. Okay, the book should take, I would say, about 4 to 5 business days, maybe sooner. But it has a checklist that you'll do. So module 0 is all about building a light practice. So it has worksheets to do the clarity catcher, the troubleshoot sheet. So really, the clarity catcher, you're going to set a daily intention, and then you're going to set one tiny goal. Okay, a daily intention for how you want to feel. So here's module 0. Okay, and then wait. Okay, hold on. Present. hang tight. Here we go. Oh, I accidentally clicked out. Hang tight. Okay, so module 0. And then I walk you through each part of the book so you can follow along together. Okay, and then I also leave like a book club group gathering guide in case if you want to do it, make it social. So what's great about this practice is you can do it social or solo. And I have a little spreadsheet as well that you can share with your friends if you guys do decide to do the book club. And then what's great about the book club is that you only have to get the one link to the course, and then each additional head is just $35. Share this tab. Okay, so yeah, so with the Dreamweaver book club, you get this spreadsheet that you share with your book club attendees. Write down everybody's name. Okay, weekly check-ins. And what's great is it is structured, so it's not like you're not spinning in circles here. And then of course celebration wall. It's always fun when people write down something to celebrate. Okay, so not only do you guys get the DreamNudge Experience where you get the book, in addition, the book delivered to your door in addition to the video walkthrough, you get the bonus of the DreamNudge Momentum Kit. And this is to help, it's kind of like a bowling alley bumper in a sense of if you feel yourself getting distracted or procrastinating, there's a sheet to help with that. So I'll show you guys the essential toolkit sheet. Okay, so we have idea parking lot. So have you ever been deep focus in a project or something and you're like, oh, I got to buy milk at the grocery store? The idea parking lot is where you type it in and then you're good. You don't have to think about it. Because if you don't write it down while you're in deep focus, the brain is still going to buffer and take energy. So, and then we have minimal viable magic. Let's say if you have a very, you have no time. This is just ideas for, how you can alter DreamNudge to make it a little bit faster for your schedule. Example, instead of doing the daily pages, step 1 through 3, just plug your to-do list into 3. 7-minute clarity catcher, just do 5 minutes, etc. We have the just start rule. So this is great if you've been procrastinating and you have a really hard time of starting. Then, you write the date, the task, and then just set a timer for 5 minutes, start doing it. And when it goes off, you could stop or you could keep going. So this is a good place to track that. I feel like awareness really helps. This one's fun. It's a permission slip sheet. So let's say if, you're mad at yourself, like you're like, oh my gosh, I just want to rest. This is a permission slip. Rest without guilt. Rest is a requirement, not a reward. Permission slip to do less today. Survival mode is enough sometimes. You have permission to change your mind. You have permission to say no, be imperfect, start over, feel your feelings, ask for help. So that's just like a fun little reminder. All these tools are meant to be a little playful because, serious stuff, like, I don't know about you, but serious stuff, I don't adapt to. Like sterile, I kind of shut down. So this is meant to be playful. Okay, and then the nudge starter, your playful procrastinator buffer. So this is a worksheet. So let's say if you've been putting off writing, okay, why is your brain avoiding? You click the drop down, like, oh, okay, yeah, it feels too big right now. You click that. Okay, and then you pick step 3, your nudge starter strategy. Either shrink it, 5-minute, bribe yourself, whatever. I bribe myself with lattes all the time, and it's very effective. Change the vibe. You know, maybe you need to go to a different location, a cute aesthetic coffee shop, maybe, you know, or phone a friend, or do it badly. Give yourself permission to do it badly. So let's say we go, all right, yep, we're doing this. Okay. First tiny step. What's your first tiny step? Okay, to bribe yourself. Okay, write 20 minutes and then get latte. Okay. All right, and then towards the end of that, did you start? Yes, or made some progress? You know, it's just good for awareness. And then we have our shiny object pause. If you're distracted, what's pulling you right now? Let's say you keep checking your phone. Step 2, what are you hoping to find? The drop down menu is like, oh, okay, I'm hoping to find an answer. You know, I'm hoping to find certainty. Step 3 is the pause. Can you wait a little longer before checking? Okay, pick a pause time. You know, you can do 2 minutes, whatever. Step 4, while you wait, ask yourself, will checking make me feel better in an hour? You know, a lot of times you're like, I don't even feel good checking my phone. Why am I doing it? Okay, so yeah, so you follow that. All right. So yeah, so that is the DreamNudge Momentum Tracker. And then also with the Momentum Kit comes the Project Tracker. And this is phenomenal to do at the same time of doing the book. So repetition really helps. And I always talk about when I did open mics, I would do the same joke over and over. Why? Because it polishes the jokes, it cuts the fat, it lives in my bones then. So it may seem redundant, but it has a purpose. So you will take your 1-year vision that you've done in the book, okay, and pretty much retype it in 1 year. Okay, so you will see. Okay, so you fill that in. Okay, in 12 months. Okay, so you type it in, it auto-populates there, and then you write down any tasks that will help achieve that goal. Okay, and then, so we also have the 1-month breakdown. Okay, and this is helpful to break it down into really small tasks. So also, I just want to talk about quick reference terminology, DreamNudge terminology. Dream anchor is the one life area you're focusing on for that month. Nudge is the task that moves your dream forward, and a nudgeling is a tiny subtask within a nudge. So, and then of course, the celebration list, write one thing that you are proud of yourself. And towards the end of the year, if you do one a day, you'll have a really cool list to refer to. And then it's encouraged to add your 1-week goals to your Google Calendar. That way you get those notifications and you're good to go. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for checking out the DreamNudge preview. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, dreamnudge@gmail.com, to get started. Click the link in the description, and I'm so excited to have you at the DreamNudge Experience. All right, all. Cheers. Bye.